How Irish is corned beef and cabbage? That's the classic meal we as Americans most identify with St. Patrick's Day. But it's not the sort of thing you'd find on the Emerald Isle. Like jazz, baseball, and the Shamrock Shake, corned beef and cabbage is an American invention defined by a specific cultural heritage. The Irish. If we look back to the first St. Patrick's Day parade, you'd think it would have taken place in Dublin. That's not the case. In 1762, as the Lenten prohibitions for alcohol were lifted for the day, they paraded down the street of New York City full of mirth, drink, and tradition, but not corned beef or cabbage. That came later. The Great Potato Famine came to a proud yet already castigated country in 1845. By 1849, the population had dwindled and a mass exodus was underway. They called them coffin ships, and they were filled to bursting with hungry and hopeful immigrants. They landed mostly in New York and were pushed to the ghettos. On one side, the Jewish community, on the other, Italian. What were thought of as undesirables. For the first time, though, poor and pushed, they no longer had to be hungry. Cash-strapped and frugal, the Irish found themselves tasting for the first time corned beef from corner delis, meat that was cured and cooked like the pork from home, yet cheaper. Cabbage was a cost-effective filler, and out of hungry necessity and forced opportunity, what we know as corned beef and cabbage was given birth and then became a defining dish to an old culture and a new home. 20 years later, corned beef and cabbage was served at Lincoln's inaugural dinner. So this year, before you put on the green and drown the shamrock, think about where you come from and what great and new things you've gotten from your neighbors and how it might help define and create a bit of evolution in your own culture. And never let anyone convince you that sharing a meal is as simple as just eating. Whether with friends or family, know that every time you cook, it's a chance to create a memory, nurture a stranger, give comfort to a loved one, or to inspire a movement. So is corned beef and cabbage Irish? Of course. Is it Jewish or Italian or German or Apache? Of course. Is it American? Of course. The version I'm about to serve is an example of welcoming as many cooking styles as I could through my life and the 30 years I've spent in professional kitchens. The corned beef is braised with chicken stock, bay leaf, mustard seed, a little fennel, and chamomile tea. An idea given to me by a classmate named Mina that she learned from her Nana, who got it from her babka in the old country. The cabbage is red, done up sweet and sour style. This is a mashup from my grandma Della May and a cook I worked with named Big Ed. You wilt the cabbage and add apples, brown sugar, salt, pepper, cider vinegar. Wait until it's earthy, sweet, and has a bite like a pickle. Finally, mashed taties, done in the style of Robuchon, a fantastic French chef who's still alive. Add heavy cream, lots of butter, salt. We're using Yukon Gold potatoes, and if you have a food mill, use it. I'm mashing it with a whip. So there you have it. Irish corned beef and cabbage, done with Hasidic, Southern, African American, and French influences. But what makes it the best is sharing it with your friends. Potatoes indigenous to South America, there's more varietals, styles, types, and flavors and colors of potatoes than there are bones in the body. But that, of course, is 3 other shows. The potato came to Ireland circuitously, and it was the easiest thing for them to grow on the island, and it was the most nutritious. So they stuck with it until the potato famine, and that pretty much did just about everyone in.
Was it like a one type of potato that really took over? Was it like a monoculture? Is that why that fungus really took them out?
My personal opinion, and I don't know historically, I would say what happened was they weren't taking care of their soil. And the fact that they don't have a lot of soil, like most islands, but I don't know that for sure. So I can't, offer a 100% valid opinion. That's something I have not researched.
Some type of fungal thing would spread faster if they have less soil and have to be more, use more of it.
Well, when the weather is funky the way that it is, and transitive, and they're planting tubers and whatnot, a lot of different things can happen. So, cutting them, throwing them in boiling salted water. We're gonna do the mashup.
So like when I make like French fries, I'll soak them in like a little water with salt, take some starch out. Is that just because I'm like putting them in oil?
You want to take as much starch off of French fry or pommes frites as you possibly can.
Just for the surface and fries.
Just so it crisps on the second boil. A traditional pommes frites is it's
twice
blanched and then par fried.
That's what they do at
and
Penn
then
Station.
fried again.
They twice do it.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to make fries. Do the fry puncher.
Right.
And then the lemon squeezer, and then I'd count the drawer, and then I'd do the dishes, and I'd leave, and go be a teenager.
That's the best story ever.
It was pretty good.
I had teenagers. I liked it.
It had me buying a PSP.
We're just casually hanging out.
Get the core off the cabbage. Depends on how much you want your guests to enjoy the cabbage.
Oh, don't worry.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
Takes priority to Brendan Fraser.
I don't know.
In this situation.
So the burner is actually burning, and the cabbage isn't so much. I think there might be a Totino's pizza roll in there celebrating Irish heritage. Burning off the bottom.
Wait, how do you cook your pizza rolls?
How does he cook his pizza roll?
In a saucepan?
Different episodes. You have schedules and secrets.
Have you been cooking your pizza rolls wrong for years?
Of course, that's why we got so much smoke.
Back up a little, Bill.
Is it a Gungan theme?
No,
I don't
it's
want
fine.
to clog up.
It's just the smoke.
It is really smoky. Like, that's mostly smoke.
It's a great effect though. It looks like it's
man.
tons of steam is everywhere.
It's like...
See, look, this button. Pacow!
Yeah.
Pacow! Pacow! I sacrifice it to him. Del Morta! Hey, las fumer, las pipes! I don't know what that means.
I think it's the no smoking from the bus.
Oh,
you said?
yeah. No, no. Las autobus? No. We're gonna switch burners and turn that guy off.
It's really burning!
Woo!
Gotta take us a break and turn the fan on. I think he had the fan on.
Holy, oh, it's not a pizza roll, it's a bugler. Another one of the great Irish inventions. I didn't know there was a bugler down there. Why are you
Horn
looking?
player? I don't know what
What's
that
a
means.
bugler?
It's
Like
down
a
under
bugle?
there. Yeah, it's a bugler.
Like a witch finger or like a
Like
horn
the
player?
snack chip. It was
A
underneath
snack
the
chip,
burner.
That's not a bugler.
It's the bugle.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Wait, is that the singular? A bugler is a bugle?
No.
I don't think it's ever been bugler.
So I've been reading it wrong my whole life.
He's been Mandelaed!
Oh no.
You've been done did Mandelaed.
Alright, I'm not giving validity to any of that Mandela crap.
Oh, me either. Did you see my hair was like extra messed up in that video?
Because conspiracy. His hair didn't used to be that messed up. Oh my goodness.
Oh. I know the wrong one. We're gonna be okay.
That's so sweet.
That burnt
Well,
bugler.
apparently buglers do their job.
It's not a bugler. You are a bugler because you enjoy the product.
Bugler! Burn it double! We're gonna do, that.
So what was that?
Brown sugar. Chocolate City. Boom boom chicka boom bakata.
What's that one Quentin Tarantino movie about a black lady? I haven't seen.
The one no one's ever seen.
That's my joke.
Jackie Brown. I've seen Jackie Brown a lot. It's a good movie.
How many times have you seen Jackie Brown?
At least 3 times.
Oh, 3 is not a lot.
It's a good amount.
A lot of Jackie Brown.
For Jackie Brown, it is. Here we go.
I like
Cider
that.
vinegar.
Does that actually also help break down the cabbage at all?
I mean, anything acidic does stuff on the cellular level, but
Whoa.
you're pickling.
It's like a quick forced hot pickle.
Can you rephrase that somehow? Like maybe choose some different.
Frost hot pickle.
Just need a series of waffles.
I'm out of the fraternity. Quick forced hot pickle.
Eat a bite of pie, gabba gabba. Hey, quick force hot pickle.
But yeah, is that like a quick pickle?
Yes. And then you're making sweet and sour cabbage. So you would call it the quickest, slowest pickle in the world.
Oh, it's not Metal Gear this time. Oh, I prefer Metal Gear.
So what's that thing, where the clown is driving?
It was relevant.
And they got the
Twisted Metal.
and they're like honk honk, and then
Twisted
some other
Metal.
guy shows up with like a forklift, but they don't have a fork, and they were all like waffle.
But what about
it was not the
what about
waffle
Axel,
iron.
where he's inside the machine? He's like,
I was trying to remember his name. I don't know why.
I got that.
I thought the leprechaun would be funny as that guy because he just like. I don't know.
I'm a half Axel.
So let's answer a long-term question that I've always wondered about: the shillelagh. Do you know much about the history of the shillelagh, Bill?
No.
Is it a beaten stick?
It is actually a club, yes. At one point, the British had occupied Ireland, and they had taken away all their weapons, and so the shillelagh was something that they made to look like a cane that had a heavy end, and the end was a high impact, and there's a whole fighting style that is shillelagh centric, the same way that you have savate and eskrima and whatnot, and it's pretty much made for inebriated Irishmen to beat soldiers with a stick with a heavy end. It's like cane fighting or whatnot. So when people talk about their shillelagh, they're talking about their area, their men's place.
Their drunken fighting stick.
And yes, a cane, a traditional cane, plus a stick that they used to combat the English under duress.
Do you think it was like a lot of carry through with that kind of hit? And you would hope you would hit to regain your balance off their body?
Well, the whole point was you're losing your balance, and it was a heavy end.
Yeah.
So, like, you're holding heavy end, come down, club on the head, goes through the person.
You follow through with your lost balance almost.
Yeah, you follow through with the mass of your body, of course, but yeah, crazy stuff. So the double entendre of the shillelagh is something that has plagued my life.
And that was How to Shillelagh with Chef Luke.
What is that? Ooh. What is that?
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Pickled cabbage.
We're not doing effects.
oh my goodness. That's amazing.
So.
Southern style, African American, Big Ed, Double May, mass props. Woo! Woo!
The music was really awesome,
Those
Bill.
breaking the good bowls.
Double handheld. Double handheld.
Say cheese.
That was salt. This is pepper. And it's kind of funny because it's like my mom's genome was like center of Europe up to Norway down to Saudi Arabia. Like the gene goes all over the place.
Oh wow.
And then my dad's was like Ireland and Wales for the last 10,000 years hasn't left this little spot.
But you can tell that by his skin. He's kind of invisible. He's pretty transparent.
He's a pale man.
He's like the Jackie Draper kid from Puff the Magic Dragon, all grown up. All right, and so to enjoy our corned beef and cabbage, I've gotten out my dragon plates from China.
All right.
Who's hungry?
I mean,
Me.
I think that guy. You hungry? You hungry, little fella? Yeah.
You want a big
Everyone. You will literally die if you eat this. No, Lucky. No. Don't show me your butt. It's gross back there.
Try not to give Lucky chocolate.
Our leprechauns can't eat chocolate? I don't think that's how that works.
If they not dogs.
ooh yeah, we can get like.
So how'd you make the corned beef?
Well, it's brisket and it's rubbed with mustard, bay leaf, chamomile tea in there, a little bit of fennel, salt and pepper, and that was braised for hours.
Wow. What is braising?
You don't completely cover a liquid that's boiling, but you like 2/3 to a third to 2/3, and slow heat and.
Yeah, it's got that nice corned beef smell. Just poke
I'm gonna stab you in the face if I don't look at your actual face.
poke at the meat with the fork though.
I can't left hand. It'll all just be bad.
Do you want to see?
Well, no, that's for Bill to eat.
I'm not eating this food. I'm just.
We're looking at it.
I just wanted to feed him.
I don't know. You gotta poke food and be weird with it. Not really weird with it, but. Been on Instagram. It's a weird place.
Oh, man.
Thank you very much. Hot diggity.
Oh, look at that.
Look at Bill looking at that. Oh my goodness.
Precursor
he's
shots
looking.
are what we live
That's
for.
So how Irish are you?
Oh yeah.
Well, I've been told I'm more than half, but I've been told I'm more than half Polish. I'm either a straight drunk Irishman or a full fall down Polak. Plus, I'm a mixture of Cherokee, and there's some German and some English and some Welsh, and so pretty much I don't know what to believe. I'm the ugly American. I never had my DNA checked.
So pretty much what we found out is that our parents, if you're from a family with Irish people in it, you just get lied to about where you come from.
That in and of itself could be the truth, or they could all be right.
That's
Enjoy.
Does the pink come from the preservative or like the nature of the process? Because I know there's like sometimes it's from like a sodium nitrate or like a different.
Usually corned beef has a nitrate to it. Traditionally, it's cured, so that means it's salted. It also means it's brined, and that's when the nitrate is added to it in the brine.
Okay.
And that's usually where the pink comes. When somebody says corned beef and they talk about traditional corned beef,
Yeah.
they were referring to salt kernels, the size, the salt chunks the size of corn, and that goes way back. So corned beef doesn't quite mean corned beef the same way anymore.
Because you could salt beef and then cure it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Different than like a salted spiced. Because I tried once to do a corned beef. It turned out okay, but I don't think I marinated it in a big enough thing to get it like to soak in. But like some of those recipes have like juniper and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah, juniper is a big, super common thing.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of corned beef. Like, Reuben's my favorite sandwich. It's like one of the best sandwiches, I think. Thin, crispy rye.
That's
No,
another
Reuben's.
show.
That's a great show.
Blowtorch Reuben's.
They're gonna make us Rubens. How lucky.
Reubens are all, it's an American sandwich. It's an American idea, and it's really, plays itself out. It's wonderful. Same thing with the muffaletta. It's more of a New Orleans sort of thing. The Maurice salad. I mean, there's all these really wonderful, wonderful things. But the pro and the con to all this,
Good.
and it's a good meal, good conversation, it's good sharing. And the con is we don't have anything for dessert. Unless we're gonna eat bow candy.
Bow candy. Bring on the bow candy.
Tune into our next video.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
This is the best corned beef and cabbage I've ever had in my life.
Tell it to the camera. I mean,
This is the best corned beef and cabbage I've ever had in my entire life.
And he said he was born in Ireland.
And I said I was born in Ireland. So in YouTube land, they don't know how it tastes because we can't put a fork full of food in there.
Oh, you're right.
What words did you use to describe this?
Kind of already mixed it up. But the meat's super tender. All the fat and everything is rendered and delicious and pulls apart. Cabbage is sweet, a little sour as described previously.
Mm-hmm.
Potatoes are really creamy, not too thick, kind of mixed well with everything. Nothing's kind of overpowering anything else, but it's sweet and beefy.
He gave us these.
We don't need them.
Right. No one's used any of these yet. So that's how tender the meat is. Well,
Oh, he's bleeding everywhere.
That's how juggling the bill is.
Oh.
each part of this, like there's like a the really creamy buttery potatoes, and then the sweet and sour cabbage, which has got a kind of a brown sugar flavor to it, and the saltiness of the meat, all kind of combine into an amazing forkful. I wish I was better at describing food.
It's kind of like a salty and...
You'd think I'd be good at it because I'm a waiter.
I like the way it tastes in my mouth.
I like the way it tastes in your mouth too.
Thanks.
You know what the secret of describing things to... How'd that happen?
Bill.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Cabbage. Oh.
Like the secret of describing stuff to people in a restaurant, like when they ask you a question about what's on the menu, just repeat exactly what the item is. Like, oh, yes.
The big secret to sell it is tell them that it's your favorite.
I reserve that for my actual favorites because I can't lie.
What kind of waiter are you? You can't lie.
Yeah.
I'm bad at it.
You're the worst girlfriend I
yeah.
never had.
You probably don't want to eat that soup.
No, I think I actually prefer that. In a restaurant, if a server tells me that, and they kind of, I'm like, okay.
How I sell it, I'm all right. What I'll do, even if it's a good item, but it's not my favorite, I'll just be like, well, it's not my personal favorite, but that's a really popular item on the menu right now.
See, look how well you're lying.
Here's the
You
thing.
don't sell yourself short.
No, it's not. He's not lying because there's only like 6 items on one side.
That's
you
true.
know?
That's true. Our menu is
Maybe they don't know the time scale and talking it.
Mm-hmm.
The time scale could be 5 minutes or an hour or 3 days. They didn't click that button on my browser. I don't know what that means.
It's like history.
I don't know what it means either.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Wow.
Whenever you look at analytics for like web pages or anything, you can choose a time scale.
Right.
That's all.
But like,
Yeah.
you didn't click that button on this browser.
That's got to mean something to somebody.
Overall, you know, corned beef and cabbage. American, Irish, people, you know, like whatever. It's good. You get braised tri-tip anywhere, it's good. Corned beef, good. Pastrami, good.
So,
Texas barbecue,
like the braised
good.
tri-tip, is the meat pretty
It's a-
fibrous, but it has like a fat cap?
It's the same thing. It's
Because even
brisket. Brisket comes
Okay,
in two
yeah.
parts, and,
You're right.
and people don't realize that there's two parts. And every part of the year except March, it's gotten a little bit more expensive. Costco's down about 21% when corned beef season comes up. And this is weird, these are national averages, and I've looked them up, and I don't know why I do that stuff, but I do, because I buy and I sell brisket. And the truth of the matter, it's my favorite cut for meat, outside of steaks that you're handling. My favorite cut for steak is ribeye. I love ribeye. I love fat. I mean, come on, let's be honest. If you're gonna eat steak, if you're gonna throw meat at fire, eat a ribeye. But if you're gonna throw, meat in an oven or in a crock pot or braise it or think about it or cure it or whatever, brisket is it. If you got comments about your culture, about loving Ireland, about St. Patty's Day, please do. Otherwise, look to Instagram, Facebook, tweet,